Hi guys, this is the clip where I'll show you guys how I winterize my raised bed for spring. In late fall, all my plant died, so then I went to get some free horse manure from the stable. And it's free unless you ask them to use their machine, scoop in your truck. If you do it by yourself, then it's free, but I don't have time to. I'm lazy, so I'll just ask them, hey, can you just use your tractor and then just load it up to my truck? So they did, so I could get them $10. Most horse stabled will give them away for free because they will have mountains, and I mean mountain height of composted horse manure. They have like one pile where it's been composting for a while, one pile is midway, one pile is just fresh horse manure. And this is not just horse manure; it's also have wood chip into it too, and this is more finer wood chip than the big wood chip that most people talk about. So it have horse manure and wood chip, and you just call them and you ask them, hey, do you guys give away free horse manure? And most stable would tell you yes, and they just tell you the place to come by and pick it up. And I always tell them, and they know it too, that to always give you the black composted one because it's been there for the longest. So they always get you the good one actually. And I took about a truckload, and it's a pretty big truckload. Because when the time I go, so when I wait for it to rain for a day or two after the rain, and then all the horse manure will be compacted. So when you put it in your truck and stuff like that, and when you drive that thing home, it won't be flying around, and you get more for your buck that way. So when I get it, I just transport them in, and this is almost about a month or 2 months into it already. Actually, if you can see the mound here, I I put it on. I put it in the bed, but I created a mound for it, and they all it was used to be a really big and high mound. It's really high, and then as time goes on, it get lower and lower because it's get decomposed and the worm eat them. If I dig into this mound here, you see there's a bunch of worms, and I just dug in like about an hour ago, and wow, there's so much worm in the bed actually. So I really like it. This is my first year doing this, so I don't know how good it's gonna be, but seeing the worm there, I know it's gonna be way better than last year. And and you just see the mound. I mean, at first when I just put it in, it's a really high mound, like 2 or 3 feet tall, and now they're like barely a feet and a half. So which is a good thing. It's decomposting. The worm is doing its job, keep the soil warm, and next year hopefully we get something good. The only difference between this bed is that I ran out of horse manure. I actually didn't run out. This bed was still growing stuff, so I don't want to pull up my plant. So I wait until they all die, and then I also put like a bunch of horse manure into the walkway too. And then now I just dig it up, dig up the two sides, which I would do for all walkway beginning spring, and then dig it up and put on top. And when I dig up the mountain stuff like that, when I dig up the walkway, man, there's a bunch of worms. So that is a really good thing. And as you can see, it's really black. Now, so free stuff. I mean, a whole truckload for $10. And this is all the leftover plants that was dying out. So I just pull it, put it here, let it decompose. So this is pretty much my decomposed pile. So this pile up here, and then there's a pile all the way back there down to a tree too. So that's pretty much it. This is how I'm getting ready for next spring. When you do this, you don't lose any soil. Your soil is not gonna fly out. Where if you don't, because most people say that plant some crops, which is good, but this I'm just too lazy to. So I just get a bunch of horse manure. The main thing is composted horse manure, because if you do get the one that's not composted, it's all right, but you don't want to get, and then if you don't want to get those things in the spring and then just mix in your soil, because that would just suck up all the good stuff from the soil into the wood chip. So the one I got is composted, and I'll put it in here in late fall until spring come by, and then I'll, if the mound's still left, I was just gonna make it even and start planting. And I used extra composted, mixing some soil, and just put it in my pot. So it's a win-win thing. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will be gladly to answer any question you guys have. This is how I get ready for the spring. Just put in an amount of horse manure and give it a few months. It will eventually go down, and because the worm is eating it, producing good poop, so you will have a productive spring. Hopefully I'll have a productive spring. This is my first year, so, and then next spring when I start growing, I will give you another clip on this one. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. And this is actually the side of my house, so that door is the door to the kitchen. So when I do plant stuff, all the mints will be right. And it's too bad because you just walk out the kitchen and you get all your mints. So it's pretty good stuff too. Thank you guys. Bye.